Just got in from doing the lawn, and my hair's a fright, so I grabbed the first thing that I could off the shelf, put on my Mr. Peabody glasses, and decided to sit down and watch some YouTube videos. And alas, who should be the first that I watch but Nancy Lee's. And Chris, her sister, bugsinrug, has initiated a tag video, and I haven't really done many of them, but I've always had a good time when I did. So I thought, in the spirit of fun, I'd go ahead and answer the questions. Okay, number one is, if you could go back in time and speak to your 15-year-old self, what one thing would you tell yourself? Oh boy, this should sound simple. I guess it would be travel more, see more, maybe go to school overseas, see and do places that you only see and read about in books and pictures and movies. You know, I started dating too young, and as some of you might think it's goofy, but I really think it stunted my maturity. I was worried so much about looking a certain way and acting a certain way, and which boy liked me and which boy didn't like me, that it's like my life was whizzing by around me. And I think that would have been the only thing that I would have changed. Otherwise, I had a rich my teenage years were rich, so that would be it. Okay, number two, if you had or have a boat, what would you name it? Well, Christopher Cross's Sailing is a song that's near and dear to my heart, so I think I'd have to name my boat Smooth Sailing. Okay, number three, what was your best birthday ever? Well, I read this wrong the first time, and the first thing that came to mind were my 30s were my best years, but then I read it again. It was like, what was your best birthday or your favorite birthday memory? And that would have to have been my 1995, I think it was my 41st birthday. Anyway, my brother had just gotten married, and he and his new wife were planning to do some interior decorating. And because that's a hobby of mine, and I have decorated my place and they've been over any number of times, they asked me if I wouldn't mind coming over and help them think of some creative things to do to their home. So I begrudgingly, because it was going to be after work one night, and I didn't know if I was going to have the oomph left in me. Anyway, I loaded up my car with my clipboard and my measuring tape and my all of my tools that I use to help rearrange furniture and hang photos, and I had some paint swatches and color. Anyway, I was just ready to go, so I loaded up, and I was married at the time, so my husband was with me, and I was none the wiser. I pull up to my brother's house, and I didn't think anything of it. I mean, there were cars around, but his neighborhood is quite quaint, so parking is always at a premium. Anyway, we pull up to the house, and I ring the doorbell. And they didn't come to the door, and they didn't come to the door. I thought this was really strange. So finally, I heard the door, somebody fumbling with the door. They swung open the door, my brother's standing there. And there's everybody standing in the living room screaming, "Surprise! Surprise!" And I have a picture that I'll tag onto the end of this video that shows the look on my face, but I was absolutely delighted. I mean, they got me. I'm usually the one that's nosy or, pushy, and I have to know about everything, and they got me good. I mean, it was a hug fest galore, and they had my favorite cake and my favorite ice cream, and my mom and my sister and my brothers and my sister-in-law and her sister and her mom, and I mean just the extended family and friends, and it was absolutely wonderful. So it was a combination of fright and delight because they got me. When they opened the door, it was like, and you'll see the picture. It displays that pretty evidently. Anyway, okay, number 4. If there was a movie made about your life, what actor or actress would you want to play you? Hands down, bar none, I can't think of anybody finer than the divine Miss M. Bette Midler. I think she is absolutely fantastic. I love her sense of humor. Her features and mine are very similar. Everything about Bette Midler would be okay by me, and it would be an honor. It would absolutely be an honor. I don't know for her, but it would be for me. But since you asked. Okay, finally, 5. Is there something you do that not many others know about that could help them if they knew to do it? I don't know if this would qualify, but ever since I've been a little girl, I've been enchanted by the English language. Words. Love words. Used to try to learn a word a day and learn their meanings. It's always been something that I have loved. Anyway, and it started off, I would do crossword puzzles, and that really did help expand my vocabulary. And I like to use intelligent words because there's so many of them that what will happen to them if we don't use them? So crossword puzzles is one of them I do. It's kind of like memory exercises. I think that really has helped me in my professional life and my personal life. Memory exercises, how to keep fresh and crisp and sharp, and you've got to be on the ball with your personal safety when you go places. I mean, you have to be able to communicate to others and crowds. It's really benefited me, and I think that would go far for quite a few people, is to hone up their memory skills. I mean, I do things like I can remember making any number of trips across the state of Texas, because from San Antonio to El Paso, where I was living, and from El Paso to San Antonio was quite a long drive and boring. So what I would do is play memory games like name the state capitals aloud, name the states, name the planets, name the phases of the cell division, whatever, anything that I could remember from years past that I had learned before. I have just, consistently played those games, tapes in my head, and played those games, and it really has helped with my memory retention. It hasn't helped with my speaking capabilities, but it's helped with my memory retention. Oh, wow. I feel exhilarated now. I was kind of slowing down after all that weed pulling and sweeping, but hey guys, thanks for starting this tag, and I'm so glad I participated. I'm looking forward to the next one. Till then, see ya, land shark.